All right. Hello, guys. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, teacher.
Hello, hello. Good evening. How are you today?
Hi, Miss. Good
Are you
evening.
doing good?
Yes, Miss. Everything is good.
All right. Excellent, guys. I hope that you had some rest during this long weekend that we had with the holiday. And now we can begin our first class of the week and the third class of our level B2.1. Okay, so we're going to begin our part 2 of class number 3. Today is Tuesday, June the 3rd. All right, so let me show you the agenda first. So we are going to start presenting the task on of unit 9. So we couldn't finish the do the presentations on Friday. Now I want to hear from you, see what you did, what you worked on. That's what we're gonna do first. Then we're going to review a little bit about reported speech with an activity from WordWall, a game. Then we're going to do a listening. We're going to talk about the grammar parts to do the review. And we're going to practice on page 99. And finally, if we have some time, I will show you as a video activity just to continue practicing the reported speech. Okay, so this is our agenda for today. Let's start. And I will start by checking attendance. Okay, so let me turn off my camera and we will check the attendance for today. All right, Karen Acevedo. All right, Santiago Fonseca.
Here, teacher.
Okay, Kiara Martinez.
Present, teacher.
Jorge Moreno.
Present, teacher.
All right, Natalia Navarro.
Present.
Okay, Diego Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Okay, Manuela Ortiz. All right. Joan Sebastián Pavón. Okay. Beatriz Pedraza.
Present, teacher.
Xiomara Rincón.
Present.
Okay. Jessica Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Catherine Rodríguez.
Present, Miss.
Okay. Marlon Sánchez.
Teacher, you're here for me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Marlon is here.
Teacher se está conectando.
Okay. Mindy, okay. Manuel. Okay, Manuel. María Alejandra.
Present, teacher.
Right. And Vanessa Zambrano. Vanessa.
Present, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, Marlon, thank you. Okay, so we have all of our students in the meeting now. So let's start, as I was telling you, presenting your tasks. So what you did on Friday, just to finish unit 9, okay? So the first slide that I see here is Karen, Jorge, and Natalie. Okay, guys, so we are going to listen to you. Go ahead.
Okay, teacher. These are steps
to how to manage your time. And the first step is start by making a list for a previous day and for the previous day with all things that you should do tomorrow. And second, it's always advisable to determine the time for each activity and that you will do for
Mhm.
the next day.
Okay.
Number three, it's very useful put notes in a place where you can see every day to remind that you need to do. Number four, avoid procrastinating your tasks. And number five, always remember check your progress every week.
Okay. Good, guys. So let's see. Here we have some corrections that we can have. It's very useful. It's very useful to put notes to put notes in a place where you can see every day, to remind you of what you need to do. Remind you of what you need to do. Always check your progress every week. Okay? Always remember to check your progress. Your progress every week. All right, good. Last week we heard Beatriz, Marlon, and Vanessa. So we can continue with Diego, Mendy, and Sebastián. Okay. Diego, Mendy, and Sebastián.
Okay, teacher. How to prepare for a job interview? Start by wearing properly. Most experts agree that you should research the company where you will be interviewed. It's always advisable to practice answering common interview questions like what is your salary expectation? What are your strengths and weaknesses, etc. The last thing you want to do is arrive late at the interview, so you should try to arrive on time. And I can see the all last sentences. It's better to polite and respectful to everyone to meet during the interview process.
All right, good. But remember that you all had to participate. So what about Mendy and Sebastián? I mentioned this last week, so I wanted to hear all of you to talk.
Yes, teacher. We forget that.
Here, it's a start by wearing, we can say, proper or appropriate clothes. Ahí les faltó. Empieza por usar apropiadamente, ¿qué? Usar, faltó la palabra, ¿no? To wear appropriate clothes or proper clothes, okay? Proper clothes. Nos faltó la ropa. Start by wearing proper clothes. Most experts is always advisable, and the others are okay. So, good job on that. All right. Thank you, guys. Then it's Manuela, Maria, and Santiago.
Well, I'm gonna start. How to choose the right career. First of all, start by evaluating yourself. What skills do you have?
Second, decide if you are willing to learn all that the career entails.
Mhm.
The third one,
Um,
oh, sorry. You can do it.
Continue, Alejandra.
3. Think what career could make you achieve your goals?
Okay, now Manuela.
Okay, it's very useful. Take a vocation test, and the last one. But always remember, don't choose a career just for make happy somebody else that isn't you.
All right, good. Okay, let's do some corrections here. Thank you, guys. So start by evaluating yourself. I would put here a comma. What skills do you have? If it's a question, tiene estructura de pregunta, entonces, what skills do you have? It's very useful to take up vocation test. Don't choose a career just to make somebody else happy. Okay, to make somebody else happy. This would be the best way of saying this sentence, just to make somebody else happy. All right, thank you, guys. Next is Xiomara, Manuel, and Jessica, the last group.
Okay. How to be successful in exams? Create a summary of the topics for the exam and relevant information. This can help you organize your ideas. Second, take some time to study in advance. Having short periods of study during many days is more effective than having long hours of study concentrated in 1 or 2 days. Identify tricky topics and focus your study on them. Tricky topics are more likely to appear in an exam, so it is recommendable to dedicate some time of your study to fully understand tricky topics if you want to succeed in your exams.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. You can continue.
Yes, teacher. In study, studying groups, having a practice study group can help you clarify your own doubts and having the opportunity to explain them to others. This can help you to reinforce your knowledge.
Your knowledge.
Your knowledge, okay. Staying calm and relaxed during the exam. This advice is one of the most important and one the most difficult at the time because you required to learn how to control yourself in a potential stressful situation. If you learn how to master this skill, it can help you focus and clear your mind during an exam.
All right. Thank you, guys. Very good tips. So, summary, take time to study, identify tricky topics, study in groups, and stay calm and relaxed during the exam. Okay, very good, detailed tips. Okay, let me put the comment here. Good job. Okay, excellent, guys. Good, so with this, we can finish our exercises, our topics for Unit 9. today we will continue on unit 10, okay? So before we check pages 98 and 99, I want to do an activity to review reported speech. Okay, let me send you the link. Let's see if I have the link. I don't have it. Just a moment, okay? Give me just a second and I'll send you the link. All right, guys, so here we have the activity. Let me show you. So we have, this is just a review of reported speech. We have studied some part of this topic in the previous level, right? B1. So we have a sentence. I often have a big burger. So we need to select the reported version of that. Said Lele, okay? So the reported speech would be, Lele said that she often had a big burger. Lele said she often had a big burger. Lele said she often has a big burger, okay? So I will help you with the first one. In this case, the answer is A. She had a big burger, okay? So remember the essential rule of reported speech is that we go one tense into the past, okay? So from present simple, we go to past simple, present perfect to past perfect, etc. So let's practice that. I'll give you some time, 5 to 10 minutes. So don't worry if you cannot finish all the sentence. We have 20. Let's take 5 to 7 minutes and see how many can you do in that time, okay? Don't worry if you don't finish them all. All right, guys, did you finish? Okay. You see your results. 15, 13, 17, 14. Okay, good. So I see that it was not like a perfect answer, but we are have very good results. 14, 15, 16 are out of 20 is a very good result. So this is what we're going to review today, guys. We can stop for with the activity for now. And let's now focus on our book. We're going to start on page 98 and 99, okay? All right, so the first activity that is proposed in the book is a listening activity. We are going to read the questions about the media, and then after we listen, before we listen, we are going to answer this question. Which three of the questions would you most like to hear an answer to? So in the listening, we're going to see some of these questions are going to be answered. So let's read the questions and then give our opinion. Which questions would you like to hear the answer to? So the first question is, who controls the media? Number 2, how can I protect my privacy online? 3, how we still read newspaper in the future? Number 4, how has the internet affected the world of media? Number 5, what will happen to the television in the future? 6, does the media reflect what we think or control what we think? 7, does the media portray women in a negative way? 8, how does the media influence us? And 9, what is the future of books? 10, is TV bad for children? Okay, so we have 10 very interesting questions all related to media. So personally, I would like to hear the answers to the questions. Maybe this one, it's interesting for me. What will happen to television in the future? It might disappear, or it might have a stronger future. Who knows? I would like to know the answer for this. Also, how does the media influences us? I think it's a good question, very interesting. And also this one, how can I protect my privacy online? This is a very important topic that I think because now we are more aware of this, that protect our data, like our personal information, and who knows in the future what will we need to do just to protect our personal information, our privacy on the internet. So these are my 3 questions that I would like to hear the answer to. What about you guys? So I want you to choose 3 that you would like to hear the answer to and tell me which ones, okay? You can ask or answer on the chat or open your microphone and tell me about it.
Miss, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In number 7, does the media portray? What is the meaning of portray?
Okay, portray. I have here. Portray. Okay. To describe someone or something in a particular way. So synonyms of portray are describe, represent, picture. Okay, so what is portray? Catherine?
A synonym or maybe a word that used to describe something or someone?
Yes. No? In yes. Spanish, how can we say in Spanish?
Representar.
Representa, yes. Mm-hmm. Representar. They portray women in a negative way. Okay, let's hear some of your answers. So Jorge says number 1, number 2, and 3. So who controls the media? How can I protect my privacy? And how will we still read newspapers in the future? Kiara also says number 1 and 2. And number 6, does the media reflect what we think or control what we think? I think this one is very interesting. El medio refleja lo que pensamos o controla lo que pensamos. It's quite interesting. Manuela says number 10, is TV bad for children? Also, this is a very good, an important question, important matter. Number 3, 5, and 9. What is the future of books? Okay, 1, 6, and number 8. Okay, how does the media influences us? All right, good. So they are all interesting questions, and each person has a different perspective. Which one would you like to see the answer to or listen the answer to? Now we're going to pay attention and select which questions do the callers ask, okay, from the list. Which are the questions that they ask? So let's listen.
Unit 10, Recording 1.
And now it's time for Quiz the Expert. Our expert this week is Monica Jessup. Monica will be familiar to some of our listeners. She has worked at a number of top UK universities. Good to have you on the programme, Monica.
Thanks, Doug.
So, Monica, our first question comes from a caller in South Wales. Hello, Ewan.
Yes, hello.
What's your question for our expert, Ewan?
Okay, well, a question I've always wanted to ask is, who actually controls the media?
Well, Ewan, the simple answer is, it depends. In some countries, the government controls the media. In other countries, it's private individuals or companies who own it. What we call mass media nowadays also includes the internet. And you could argue that we all own that because we can all set up a website. However, there are certainly some very large media corporations that own and control a lot of what we see and hear. In the US around 25 years ago, there were 50 major media corporations. Now there are just 6.
Does that answer your question, Ewan?
Yes, I think it does. Thanks.
Great stuff. Now on to Fred from Bristol.
Thanks, Doug. Monica, I'm interested in your opinion. Does the media reflect what we think, or does the media control what we think? I mean, you know, do we just think about the things that the media wants us to think about?
Ah, the eternal question, Fred. It used to be said that the most powerful person in the country was the newspaper editor, because he, and it always was a he, decided what went on the front page, and so decided what was important and what wasn't. However, the internet has had an impact. Now anyone can create news. With the camera in our smartphones, we can record a high-definition video of an event, upload it to the internet, and hey presto, people all over the world can see. Big media corporations are being cut out. Sites like globalvoicesonline.org are bringing the news directly from the people who are experiencing it, inside war zones, for example. So, in answer to your question, while the media does still control what we think to some extent, people are now able to use the media to reflect what they think.
That's a fascinating idea. I must check it out. Thanks for that question, Fred. Now we have Damien in Leeds. Hi, Damien. What's your question?
Oh, yes. You mentioned how the internet has changed news, Monica. How else has the internet changed things? How has it affected the world of media?
Well, of course, it's introduced a lot of new words to our language. Who had heard of microblogging before the internet? But more importantly, I believe the internet has made media more interactive. Media used to be a one-way process. They spoke and we listened. Now it's much more like a dialogue. Every article has reader comments below it. Every concert is reviewed and discussed on Twitter. Unfortunately, I think the internet has also made us all more separate from each other. We're all watching and listening to different things. Young adults now probably don't even remember the time when everyone watched the same thing on television and then talked about it the next day at work or college. In 1986, the top-rated TV show in the UK got 30 million viewers. That's half the population. 25 years later, the top-rated show got less than half that number. As a society, we just don't share the same experiences anymore. We watch and listen to different things.
OK, thanks, Monica. And thanks, Damien, for that question. We've only got time for one more question, I think, which is from Lisa in Edinburgh.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, Lisa. What's your question?
Well, you mentioned newspapers earlier. They're having a hard time of things. Will we still read newspapers in the future?
Most countries have seen a drop in newspaper circulation in the last few years, particularly broadsheets. They're finding it much harder to survive, and many have gone out of business. It's not just the loss of readers that is a problem. In the US, newspapers make almost 90% of their money from advertising. When circulation drops, fewer people want to advertise in the newspaper, and they won't pay as much to advertise.
OK, thanks, Monica. Fascinating as always to talk to you, and thanks for taking part in Quiz the Expert. Now it's time for travel news. Gary, over to you.
All right, guys, so let's answer the first question. Which questions do the callers ask? So which questions did you identify?
Number 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
number 1.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 4.
Number 5.
And number 3.
3?
Yes.
Yes, 3 and
Yes.
5, teacher.
Number
in the
5
same
also?
question.
Yes.
I can't remember.
Okay, so don't worry. We are going to listen again. Don't worry. But yeah, mainly these are the questions that they are asking. Who controls the media? Will we still read newspaper in the future? How has the internet affected the world of media overall? What will happen to television? And does the media reflect what we think or control what we think? Okay, so we're going to listen again, and then you are going to answer these 7 statements, okay? 7 questions. Let's read them, and then we listen again to answer true, false, or no information given. So, Diego, can you read the first statements? Read number 1, 2, and 3, please.
Yes, teacher. First, the term mass media includes the internet. Second, in the future, there will be fewer than 6 major media corporations. And third, newspaper editors used to be more powerful.
Editors used to be more powerful. Okay, thank you, Diego. Now let's hear maybe Kiara. Number 4, 5, 6, and 7.
We get all our news from big media corporations. Media is more interactive now than in the past. The top-rated TV show in the UK in 1986 was a soap opera. Tabloid circulation has fallen in most countries.
Okay, so we have our statements. We're going to listen again. Guys, take notes. Pay attention because it is 4 minutes long. The audio is quite long, so we are not just going to repeat it. We are not going to be able to listen to it many times. So please take some notes as we are listening, and then you can answer the questions, okay? Let's start the listen.
Unit 10, Recording 1.
And now it's time for Quiz the Expert. Our expert this week is Monica Jessup. Monica will be familiar to some of our listeners. She has worked at a number of top UK universities. Good to have you on the programme, Monica.
Thanks, Doug.
So, Monica, our first question comes from a caller in South Wales. Hello, Ewan.
Yes, hello.
What's your question for our expert, Ewan?
Okay, well, a question I've always wanted to ask is, who actually controls the media?
Well, Ewan, the simple answer is it depends. In some countries, the government controls the media. In other countries, it's private individuals or companies who own it. What we call mass media nowadays also includes the internet. And you could argue that we all own that because we can all set up a website. However, there are certainly some very large media corporations that own and control a lot of what we see and hear. In the US around 25 years ago, there were 50 major media corporations. Now there are just 6.
Does that answer your question, Ewan?
Yes, I think it does. Thanks.
Great stuff. Now on to Fred from Bristol.
Thanks, Doug. Monica, I'm interested in your opinion. Does the media reflect what we think, or does the media control what we think? I mean, you know, do we just think about the things that the media wants us to think about?
The eternal question, Fred. It used to be said that the most powerful person in the country was the newspaper editor, because he, and it always was a he, decided what went on the front page, and so decided what was important and what wasn't. However, the internet has had an impact. Now anyone can create news. With the camera in our smartphones, we can record a high-definition video of an event, upload it to the internet, and hey presto, people all over the world can see. Big media corporations are being cut out. Sites like globalvoicesonline.org are bringing the news directly from the people who are experiencing it, inside war zones, for example. So, in answer to your question, while the media does still control what we think to some extent, people are now able to use the media to reflect what they think.
That's a fascinating idea. I must check it out. Thanks for that question, Fred. Now we have Damien in Leeds. Hi, Damien. What's your question?
Oh, yes. You mentioned how the internet has changed news, Monica. How else has the internet changed things? How has it affected the world of media?
Well, of course, it's introduced a lot of new words to our language. Who had heard of microblogging before the internet? But more importantly, I believe the internet has made media more interactive. Media used to be a one-way process. They spoke and we listened. Now it's much more like a dialogue. Every article has reader comments below it. Every concert is reviewed and discussed on Twitter. Unfortunately, I think the internet has also made us all more separate from each other. We're all watching and listening to different things. Young adults now probably don't even remember the time when everyone watched the same thing on television and then talked about it the next day at work or college. In 1986, the top-rated TV show in the UK got 30 million viewers. That's half the population. 25 years later, the top-rated show got less than half that number. As a society, we just don't share the same experiences anymore. We watch and listen to different things.
OK, thanks, Monica. And thanks, Damien, for that question. We've only got time for one more question, I think, which is from Lisa in Edinburgh.
Hi, Monica.
Hi, Lisa. What's your question?
Well, you mentioned newspapers earlier. They're having a hard time of things. Will we still read newspapers in the future?
Most countries have seen a drop in newspaper circulation in the last few years, particularly broadsheets. They're finding it much harder to survive and many have gone out of business. It's not just the loss of readers that is a problem. In the US, newspapers make almost 90% of their money from advertising. When circulation drops, fewer people want to advertise in the newspaper, and they won't pay as much to advertise.
OK, thanks, Monica. Fascinating as always to talk to you, and thanks for taking part in Quiz the Expert. Now it's time for travel news. Gary, over to you.
All right, guys. Sorry. So we have heard the audio. Now let's see what answers did you get for each statement. Okay. So let's read it, and you can tell me what did you select: true, false, or no information. So the first one is the term mass media includes the internet. What do you think?
No information.
No answer? No. It's true. Yes. Is no information? No. True. Mass media, los medios masivos de comunicación, includes the internet. Yes, so this is true. Okay, number 2. In the future, there will be fewer than 6 major media corporations.
True, miss.
True? Are we sure? No, they say that now there are 6 major media corporations. Okay, but this is now. So for the future, we don't have the information. It says now there are only 6, but for the future, we don't know. So we can say no information, okay? Nos decía, ahora en la actualidad hay 6 corporaciones masivas. No nos hablaba de el futuro, okay? We don't know. Number 3, newspaper editor used to be more powerful.
True.
This is true. It
Oh,
was
why?
no, it was true. This person, the news editor, was the most powerful person. Nos menciona en el audio. El editor del periódico era la persona más importante porque quien decidía qué estaba en la primera plana, ¿no? A qué le prestaba atención pues, la gente, el público. So, number 3, it is true. Number 4, we get all of our news from big media corporations.
False.
This is false, yes. Right now we get mostly our information from the internet, some websites, or maybe social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of this. So it's not mainly from big media corporations. 5, media is more interactive now than in the past.
True.
This is true. Yes, it's more interactive. People can comment. It's like a conversation. Number 6, the top-rated TV show in the UK was a soap opera. What do you say? True, false, no information?
No information.
Yes, no information. We don't know. It only says the TV show was seen by, I don't remember the number.
UK.
50 million people. I don't remember a number, but it doesn't mention.
In the UK.
Yes, in the UK. It doesn't mention the type of program. Only says the TV show. And number 7, the last one, tabloid circulation has fallen in most countries. The tabloid circulation.
False.
True.
True, false. Guys, remember the difference between tabloid and broadsheet? Did you see the difference between this broadsheet and the tabloid?
No, miss.
No. Okay.
Okay.
So let's see. A broadsheet is what we call a large newspaper. Okay, it's printed in large sheets of paper. So, for example, the New York Times, the Guardian. Can you give me an example from Colombia?
El Tiempo, Vanguardia.
Tiempo, Vanguardia, El Espectador. Yes, these are called broadsheets. On the other hand, we have tabloids. This is a newspaper that is half the size of the broadsheet. Typically popular, pop culture information, or sensational stories. So can you give me an example from
maybe
tabloid?
like people in Spanish?
Yes, a Cuba. People en español, yes, all of this.
Promos, semana también.
No, semana is a magazine. Okay. Tabloide, diferente a revista. So, tabloid is mainly like Q. Un ejemplo claro es el Q, okay? This is a tabloid. All right? So, in the audio, they said that the broadsheet circulation has fallen. Nos dicen que la circulación de periódicos como el Guardián o el New York Times, ese tipo de periódicos ha disminuido su distribución. De los tabloides no nos mencionan, ¿ok? So, number 6 and 7 is no information, ¿ok? No tenemos información de los tabloides, right? Okay, guys. So, the important thing is here that we understand how do we talk about reporting what someone else said, okay? So we're going to see this part is very, I think, funny, like, or entertaining, is we're going to read about some people that said some things that are not very intelligent or very clear. So the title is, that might be what I said, but it wasn't what I meant. Tal vez eso es lo que dije, pero no es lo que quería decir, okay? This is like the title. So before we read, I want to ask you, do you know any public figures here in Colombia or in the world who are famous for saying things that don't make sense? Think about these examples. Imagine a politician or a TV presenter, anyone that says some things on television or on the media that don't make sense. Yes, Diego, we have Maduro, Duque also. They have like these things in common. Who else? Another character, another public figure that you remember have this? Carolina Cruz, yes. So influencers, definitely. Yes, Polo Polo, definitely. All right, so this is something related, like on the same path of this. We're going to read some funny quotes about these people. Here it says, the article contains some unfortunate quotes that have been reported in the media. Okay, let's start reading them. Let's start with Mandy. You can begin the first part of the paragraph.
Yes, teacher. When public figures talk to the media, sometimes the words don't quite come out right. Here are some of our favorite examples. ¿Sigo?
Yes, read the first example.
Okay, I owe a love to my parents, especially my mother and father.
Okay, so you see, these quotes are like ridiculous. I owe it a lot to my parents, especially my mother and father. And these quotes are actually from people that said this. So of course, this is like ridiculous, right? So let's read the second quote. Vanessa, can you read the second one?
Yes, teacher. The letter is actually unique, except for the one behind it, which is identical.
Of course. Formula One motorsport commentator. Yes. So the lead car is absolutely unique, except for the one behind it, which is identical. So it is not unique, right? It's, of course, it's not unique. Okay, next one, let's see, Natalia, number 3.
Okay, if you exclude the killings, Washington now actually has a very low crime rate. Es mayor of Washington.
If you exclude the killings, Washington has a very low crime rate. Si excluye los asesinatos, Washington tiene una tasa de crimen muy baja. Okay? So, of course, it's ridiculous. Then we have number 4, Maria Alejandra. Can you read it, please? Number 4.
Were you present when your photograph was taken? Lawyer questioning witness in court.
Yes. So this is a lawyer. Imagine in a courthouse, like in front of a judge, asking a witness, a un testigo, were you present when your photograph was taken? ¿Tú estabas presente cuando te tomaron la foto? What do you think? Of course. So then number 5, Diego.
Number 5, smoking kills people, and if you're killed, you've lost an important part of your life.
Yes, of course. The most important part of your life. Yes. And number 6, Jorge.
I like to play for an Italian club like Barcelona, British footballer.
An Italian club like Barcelona. All right. Number 7. Let's see, Karen.
The word genius is not applicable in football. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein, American footballer.
Like Norman Einstein. Of course, he's not a genius in football, right? Next, we have Catherine, number 8.
Lawyer, how do you face marriage and witness? With death. Liar. And whose death ended it?
Yes. ¿Cómo terminó el matrimonio con muerte? ¿Y con la muerte de quién terminó? Whose death ended it? Oh, this is ridiculous, all of them. It's even funnier than the other. Chiara, can you read number 9, please?
This player travels a lot and the opposition don't like it. You can see it on their faces. British football commentator.
Commentator. So in this case, dribbles. Do you know what is the meaning of this word? Like when a footballer or a sports player is really good. So they move one side or the other. They avoid the other players. They steal the ball. What is the word for this in Spanish? Like to dribble a lot. Anyone? Anyone that is fan of football here? ¿Alguno que le gusta el fútbol?
Teacher, sé más o menos cómo puede ser, pero no sé la palabra. Es como que jugaba, o sea, como que se los gozaba, no sé.
Yes, exactly. This is it. Like como gozártelos. I don't know the word. Gambetear, you said? I'm not sure. Yes, como gambetear. This is the meaning of this word. Of course, he says, el jugador pues se los goza mucho o gambetea y a la oposición no le gusta. Of course, they don't. This is the comment. All right, continuing. Marlon, can you read number 10, please?
Lawyer, can you describe the person you saw? Witness about medium height with a beard. Lawyer, was this a male or a female?
You know what is a beard, right?
Barba.
Beard, yes. Was it a male or a female? Right. Manuela, can you read number 11?
Yes, teacher. I just want you to know that when we talk about war, we're really talking about peace.
When we talk about war, guerra, we are talking about peace. Yeah, right. Is a former US president. Okay, and Santiago, number 12, please.
Lawyer, what is your date of birth? Witness July 15, lawyer, what year? Witness every year.
Every year, of course. Every year it's a birthday. And finally, Vanessa, the number 13.
I don't know what I said, but I know what I think. Well, I assume that what I say.
Yes, I don't know what I said, but I know what I think. And well, I assume that's what I said. Very clear. Excellent, sir, US politician. All right, so as you can see, we have many phrases that are a bit ridiculous, funny for us, but in this moment, it could be very embarrassing for this person to later see this interview or this like situation and see what they had just said, right? What they just said that made no sense at all. So we have here an interesting exercise in part 3 because we have 5 sentences that are reporting some of the situations here, okay? So we're going to read them and then select which ones do they report to, okay? So we have 5A to E, and then you're going to select 5 direct quotes here in the article. For example, I'll do the first with you, and then you can do the other 4. So the mayor told journalists that if you excluded the killings, Washington actually had a very low crime rate. So this is number 3, right? This is like the reported version of number 3. So let's write it. I'll write it here, number 3. Okay, so this is what you're going to do with the others. I'll give you some time, some minutes to read again if you need. Read all the quotes again. I'll put them in the screen for a moment. Okay, there you have the situations. And then let's read B, C, D, and E. And then we are going to check your answers together, okay? Right, guys, let me know when you are ready to check so we can socialize the answers. Okay, guys, all right, let's check your answers. So let's see, for B, Sebastian, can you read letter B and then tell me the number of the quote that you matched it to?
The lawyer asked the witness whether she had been present when her photograph had been taken. Match with that, teacher, sorry.
With what number? So from the quotes here.
Okay, and number 4.
Yes, it was number 4. Okay, thank you. Number 4 is for letter. Okay, good. So now, Xiomara, can you read letter C, please? Xiomara? Or Jessica? Letter C.
Teacher, I can read.
The actress said that smoking kills people and eat it. That it added that if you are killed, then you have lost an important part of your life. Is 5.
It's number 5. Yes. This is number 5. Okay, let's put the number here. Okay, let's see. Jorge, you can read letter D.
Okay, teacher. The lawyer asked the witness how his first marriage had ended. The witness replied that it had ended with death. The lawyer then asked whose death had ended the marriage. Number 8.
This is number 8. Very good. Okay, Beatriz, the last one. Letter E.
Yes, teacher. The minister said that he didn't know what he had said, but that he knew what he thought and that he assumed that was what he had said.
Yes.
Number 15.
Number 15. Yes. Number 13, sorry. 13, the last one. Yes. Okay, so I know this is a bit like confusing, especially the last one. He didn't know what he had said, but that he knew what he thought, and that he assumed that that was what he had said. Oh, it's so difficult, right? It sounds like tongue twister. But now, after seeing this, let's review the grammar about reported speech, okay? So don't worry, we're going to analyze it and do some practice afterwards. So it's a bit more clear for us. So on page 158, okay, page 158, we can see like the review of the reported speech. So let's remember the first rule of reported speech is to change the tense. Remember, when we talk about report what someone said, the verb generally move one tense into the past, okay? For example, I believe that what I am doing is right. She said, I will continue. Ahí estamos citando de manera directa. Yo creo lo que estoy haciendo está bien, continuaré. The reported version would be, she said she believed, del presente al pasado, that what she was doing, otra vez al pasado continuo, was right. And that she would continue, okay? So we move one tense into the past. So from present simple, I do, we go to I did. For example, past simple. I am doing, we go to I was doing. I have done, we go to I had done, past perfect. I did, also I had done. Entonces, presente perfecto y pasado simple, ambos atrás van al pasado perfecto, past perfect, had done. I was doing, this is the past perfect continuous, I had been doing. Eso no lo habíamos visto antes. El pasado continuo was doing. Al reporte, al reported speech, vamos al pasado perfecto continuo. Había estado haciendo. Had been doing. Okay? Had been doing. Al past perfect, como ya está en pasado perfecto, no hay cambios más hacia el pasado. Entonces, queda igual. Past perfect. Igual el past perfect continuous. Este tiempo, pasado perfecto continuo. No hay más cambios hacia atrás, entonces esos quedan igual, ¿ok? Past perfect y past perfect continuous. El will pasa a ser would, is going to es was going to, can a could, must a had to, ¿ok? Must pasa a ser had to, tuvo que, ¿ok? So, are we clear on this rule so far? No? Oh, yes? No questions? Okay. So this is the general rule. This occurs, yes, Vanessa?
Example, we have to please.
Have to, aquí, have to.
Have to, yes.
Si fuera en directo have to, sería en pasado had to. Igual a este, had to.
Okay.
Yes.
Pero, un ejemplo.
Ok, un ejemplo puede ser. I have to do my homework. Para reportarlo sería, she said she had to do her homework. ¿Ok? I have to, ahí me faltó, en el ejemplo me faltó el verbo do, perdón. I have to do my homework. Reportamos eso. She said she had to do her homework. ¿Ok?
Are we in the past perfect, Miss?
¿A qué te refieres? ¿Have to?
Yes.
No, have to solo pasa al had to.
Okay.
Uno al pasado. Es igual que este, presente simple al pasado simple. Have to, had to. ¿Ok? Yo tengo que, ella dijo que tenía que. From present to past. All right, any other question? Okay, so let's continue. This is generally true. So in the reported speech, we generally change the tense because what the person said is now in the past. Entonces, ¿por qué cambiamos el tiempo en que lo dijo cuando lo reportamos? Porque generalmente esto ya está en el pasado, ¿no? Ella me dijo que iría a casa anoche. Entonces, eso ya ocurrió, ya está en el pasado. Por eso vamos un tiempo atrás, ¿no? His teacher said that he would end up in trouble. but now he is successful. Su profesor le dijo que terminaría en problemas, pero ahora él es exitoso. Entonces, eso es del pasado, por eso usamos un tiempo atrás. Hay una excepción en esta regla del reported speech. If what a person says is still true or relevant now, we often don't change tenses. Esto nos va a ocurrir a menudo, es que cuando estamos reportando algo que es aún verdad o relevante para el presente, no cambiamos el tiempo. Por ejemplo, I'll be late for the meeting. Lo que dice la persona, llegaré tarde a la reunión. Pipa says she will be late. Entonces, ella dice que llegará tarde. ¿Por qué ahí no lo reportamos? Ella dijo que llegaría tarde, sino ella dijo que llegará tarde. ¿Por qué? Porque la reunión aún está en el futuro, no ha ocurrido. Todavía es relevante o importante para el presente. ¿Okay? Va a llegar tarde. No tendríamos en este caso que cambiar. Otro ejemplo puede ser en las citas que leímos, en las quotes, cuando la periodista decía, smoking kills, ¿ok? Smoking kills. Entonces, para reportarlo, no lo cambiaría a killed en pasado, sino she said that smoking kills, ¿ok? Continúa en presente porque eso es verdad, es relevante para nuestro ahora, ¿ok? Entonces, en este caso no lo cambiamos. Is it clear? ¿Entendemos? Is it okay? Any questions?
No, for now, please.
About this rule? Okay, good. Ok, entonces, bueno, no nos vamos a confundir más acá. Nos dice que en estos casos es posible cambiar el tiempo, pero esto se hace en contextos muy formales. Entonces no nos vamos como a centrar tanto en eso, ¿ok? Vamos a quedarnos con si es relevante, importante para el ahora, el presente, el tiempo queda igual, ¿ok? No problem. If the reporting verb is in the present tense, there is no change. Eso también es importante. Si el verbo que reporta say, tell, ask está en el tiempo presente, no cambiamos tampoco el tiempo. Mamá dice que puedo tomar prestado su carro esta noche, ¿ok? No es mamá dijo, sino estamos reportándolo en el presente. Mamá dice que puedo tomar prestado su carro. No hay ningún cambio tampoco en el tiempo hacia el pasado, sino queda igual, ¿ok? No change in this case. Entonces, esa es la primera regla importante, la excepción que vemos. Then we have reported questions. Entonces, ¿cómo funcionan las preguntas en el reported speech? Because a reported question is not a real question, the word order is the same as in positive sentences. Esto no es una pregunta real. Entonces, la cita sería, will you continue to fight the case? ¿Continuarás peleando el caso? Will you? Para reportar eso, decimos, the journalist asked if they would continue to fight the case. El periodista preguntó si ellos continuarían peleando el caso. Al reportarlo ya no es una pregunta real, entonces simplemente tiene estructura de oración positiva. Aquí es pregunta, will, y después del sujeto, you. Aquí es oración positiva. Primero el sujeto, en este caso es they, porque son ellos, y would viene de este will, ¿no? El periodista les preguntó si ellos continuarían peleando el caso. ¿Ok? Entonces, como regla de preguntas, en el reporte queda una oración positiva normal. ¿Ok? All right. Then other verbs that are common in the construction of use after them. The common verbs are say, he said that, tell, told me that, answered, respondió, he answered that, replied, también respondió es similar, answer and replied, add, she added that, okay? Añadió. So all of these are common verbs in the reported speech. Okay? The verb ask is commonly used to report questions, but also we can use wonder and want to know. Entonces, el más común para reportar una pregunta es ask, ¿no? El policía preguntó tal cosa. También podemos usar wonder, es un significado similar, se preguntó, y want to know, quería saber o quiere saber, okay? These are also correct options. So the police asked where he had been. They wanted to know what time he had arrived home. And wanted to know. But with yes or no questions, if or whether are used. Entonces, esta es una regla también importante. Cuando tenemos preguntas de sí y no, vamos a hacer un ejemplo acá. I will write it here. Do you go to school every day? Okay. Esa es mi oración directa. Para reportarlo, digo, she asked if or whether I went to school every day. Okay. Entonces, cuando es una pregunta de sí y no, do you go to school every day? Para reportarla, digo, she asked if, este sí, o whether, I went to school every day. ¿Ok? If o whether. Ben se preguntó si, o se preguntaba si podía venir para la cena. All right, guys, any questions so far?
Teacher, this word whether is the same of if?
Yes, in this case is the same meaning. Tiene el mismo significado en este momento, sí. El whether también puede ser para hablar de opciones. Whether this or that, ¿no? Whether yes or no. Si sí o si no. Entonces tiene el mismo significado del if. Es como el sí.
Okay, it is whether it exists another word that is whatever. Yes.
Whatever, yes. This is different. Lo que sea, whatever. It's different.
And how do you difference weather and whether the clima?
It's the same pronunciation. We can check here. Look, weather, this is el clima.
Weather.
Weather, and the other.
Weather.
It's the same. It's the same pronunciation. Only in spelling. Okay, solo se diferencian en su escritura, su ortografía. Weather, weather. Okay. La pronunciación es la misma. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. Entonces, en este caso, if o when. Ok, listo. Ya casi vamos a terminar. Don't worry. Un recordatorio. Remember that say does not take a direct object. ¿Qué se refiere a esto? Say no lo podemos usar con un sujeto. Say me o say you. No, okay? This is incorrect. He said he would be here about 9 o'clock. Él dijo que estaría aquí a las 9. No, he said me, he said you, he said us. No, okay? This is impossible in English. For these cases, we use tell, el verbo contar, ¿no? Me contó. He told me, en este caso, el told. El tell sí debe llevar eso se llama un objeto directo, ¿no? Me dijo a mí. he told me, he told you, te dijo a ti, he would be here about 9 o'clock, okay? So it's a very important difference between say and tell, all right? Okay. And then finally, we have some changes in the reported speech. Entonces, cuando hablamos de reportar, del reported speech, no solo cambiamos el verbo. Cuando reportamos algo, debemos mostrar todos los cambios en la situación o any changes in the situation. For example, in time, in place, or the speaker. Si tenemos una oración directa que dice, I will help you clean the car later on today. Entonces, esa persona me dijo, te ayudaré a limpiar el carro más tarde, hoy más tarde. Mañana, por ejemplo, si yo reporto esto, reported speech, diría, you said you would help me clean the car yesterday. Lo estoy reportando yo, entonces aquí cambio. Dijiste que you will help me. Tú me ayudarías. Este you vuelve a ser ahora me. Tú me ayudarías a limpiar el carro. Today pasa a ser yesterday, ¿no? Tú me dijiste que me ayudarías a limpiar el carro ayer. Okay? So this is very important to take it into account. Algunos cambios, los más comunes que tenemos en el reported speech. De la hora, simplemente no lo incluimos, ¿ok? Si en una oración dice now, en el reporte no lo incluimos, no hay cómo cambiarlo, ¿ok? Para a la forma del reporte, de reported speech. El today, hoy, se puede cambiar a that day, ese día, el martes pasado, last Tuesday, cualquiera. Yesterday también se puede decir, ¿ok? Entonces el hoy puede ser ayer, puede ser ese día, el martes pasado, etc. El yesterday, entonces si yo digo, ayer visité a mi madre para reportarlo. Ella dijo que el día anterior había visitado a su madre. No usamos the day before yesterday, podría ser el día anterior, the day before yesterday, anteayer, o the previous day, el día anterior, ¿ok? The previous day. Tomorrow, entonces si yo digo, mañana haré algo. Ella dijo que el siguiente día haría algo, ¿ok? The next day o the following day. Para hablar de el mañana, tomorrow. This week, esta semana se reporta como la semana pasada, last week, o esa semana, that week, ¿ok? Last year, el año pasado. Entonces, the year before, el año anterior, o the year before, o the previous year. Ambas significan lo mismo. The previous year o the year before. Next month, el siguiente mes, the month before, o the following month, ¿ok? El siguiente mes o el mes anterior. An hour ago, hace una hora. An hour before, una hora antes. O an hour earlier, una hora más temprano. Okay? All right, I know this is a lot of information, so we can finish here. It's just for us to have a review. And with the practice, we get a lot more comfortable in the reported speech. We just need to practice, continue practicing a lot in this case, right? So we're going to do some practice here in part 1, okay? Let's see. Let me delete this. How can I delete it? Okay, so in point 1, practice 1, we have some sentences and we're going to correct the underlined mistakes. The journalist told the Prime Minister, did he know anything about the scandal? Okay, so we're going to try to correct these mistakes using what we learned about the reported speech. Okay, I'll give you some time. You can check. This is page 158. Okay, I'll give you a clue, or I will help you with the first one so you can understand the exercise. The journalist, the prime minister, did he know anything about this scandal? ¿Esto qué estructura tiene? Did he know about the scandal?
Pues simple.
Yes, pero es positiva, negativa o pregunta.
Negative means.
Negative, no.
Positive.
Es una pregunta, es a question. Entonces, acá el verbo no va a ser le dijo. El verbo es le preguntó. El periodista le preguntó al primer ministro cómo es las de yes o no question, las preguntas de sí y no. If o whether, entonces sería if o whether, le preguntó al primer ministro, lo voy a poner acá. He asked the prime minister, the PM, if or whether he knew anything about the scandal. Okay? If he know, no porque lo estamos reportando, ¿no? Está en pasado, did. Entonces, le preguntó al primer ministro si sabía, he knew anything about the scandal. Aquí está en pasado, did he know. Entonces, primero estamos aplicando la regla de las preguntas, en realidad no son preguntas, quedan en su forma positiva. Entonces, he knew, ¿ok? About anything about the scandal. All right? Entonces, vamos a tratar de hacerlo con las demás oraciones. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, guys, so we have 5 minutes. Let's see if we can check the answers, okay? So any volunteer for the second one that would like to check if you have the correct answers? Okay, Catherine, go ahead.
Miss, the minister told journalists or answered journalists last year he would resign if the policy wasn't successful, but he is still in his job.
Yes, it is correct. So the answer is told, le dijo a los periodistas, he would resign if his policy was not successful. Okay, it's correct. Number 3, another volunteer, another student. Okay, Santiago.
Okay, the manager said that his team had done their best the day before, but I think that there's no that space, but the other side had simply played better.
Okay, the manager told that he said that his team had done their best. What did you say? Their best.
The day before?
The day before. The day before, but yeah, we just take it. Solo quitamos. But the other side had simply played better. Okay, like this.
Miss, in number 3, if it doesn't replay that replay or at o reply it, sí, algo así como respondió o agregó que simplemente el otro equipo jugó mejor.
Okay, they had done their best yesterday, but
if added,
let's see, but that the other side would be that. Es decir, that sería opcional. Podría ser, but that the other side had played better. Yes, podría ser that. Okay, that. All right, let's see number 4. Another person, another student who can read number 4. Or Beatriz, thank you.
Teacher, maybe a journalist asked the minister if or whether
In this case, no if o whether. Recuerda que if o whether son solo para preguntas de sí y no. En este caso, nos está preguntando es cuándo. Okay. He asked when. Es una oración positiva.
When would he make his decision?
Algo así. When he would make his decision. Entonces, la pregunta estaba, will he make? Como es reporte, ya no es pregunta, es una oración positiva. Entonces va sujeto, el modal que es will o would, y luego el verbo. ¿Ok? Entonces, vuelve a su forma positiva. He asks, when he would make this decision. ¿Cuándo tomaría esta decisión? Entonces, aquí como el verbo que cambia es will, cambia a would, el otro queda igual, ¿ok? El otro no lo debemos cambiar. When he would make his decision. All right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Beatriz. And one last student for number 5. Okay, who has the hand? I couldn't see. Kiara, go ahead, number 5.
The president said he was speaking to other leaders later later before they to discussion how they will react.
How they will react. Later this day.
No.
Later
Before
that day. Ese día, más tarde ese día. That. To discuss how they would react. It's correct. Okay. Entonces solo cambiamos was y this sería ese día, that day, to discuss how they would react. All right. Okay, guys, very good. What do you think? Is it very difficult for you or easy, complicated? What do you think?
Also means
So, a bit complicated? I know a little bit. All right, guys, so that is all for today. Today we didn't have an activity. Maybe tomorrow we'll do some more practice with the reported speech, okay? So that is all. Thank you. I'll see you in our next class. Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss. Good
Bye.
night. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.